But our story really starts last Sunday evening when we had the organisers of the Enfield Carnival in the studio, Della Bragg and Todd's Palmer. And I asked Della what it was all in aid of.
Actually, we're helping the Mayor to raise £100,000 to buy a scanner for this hospital. The pram race is just part of the Enfield Carnival's plans for this year. And it started off as a small thing, but I'm pleased to say that it's growing in momentum, and we now have about 30 prams participating.
What gave you the idea of a pram race? Where did the idea come from?
Well, a few years ago, we were trying to raise money for the muscular dystrophy, and the local tennis association down the road, Four Hills, held a small one with only about 5 prams participating, and it was a success, and we'd forgotten all about it until we were thinking along the lines of raising money for the Enfield Carnival this year.
How exactly does the pram race work?
Well, the pram race works, it's a how it's done is a 6-man team. It's sponsored by publicans or anybody with a licence. The rules of it are you must have 4 pram wheels and axles. What people put on them, it doesn't matter.
So you're expecting quite a lot of variations, presumably?
Quite a lot. We hope we're going to get quite a lot of variations. We hope we're going to have a lot of fun.
Obviously the idea is to raise money, but as you say, the idea also is to have a lot of fun amongst the participants as well.
Yeah, the main object is to raise money, but it is to bring fun to Enfield, because I think Enfield has dropped behind over the years with other areas.
Della, you mentioned just now you expect about 30 prams participating. Can you sort of give us a rough idea of who exactly is entering?
Well, yourselves are entering, and your girls' team, that's Radio Enfield boys and Radio Enfield girls. The Mayor's sons, they're putting in a team. They're mostly 1 or 2 associations, and most publicans in the area, you know, local darts teams and things like that. Some pubs are putting 2 or 3 in, Pearson's. You know,
so
you name them, we've got them really this year.
Quite a wide variation of different people then from all sorts of areas.
Yeah, it's been great, it really has. They responded well.
Was the response as good as you thought it would be, or better, or what?
Overwhelming, much more. We thought in the line of 10, we'd be lucky if we get 10, 12 prams, didn't we, Tom? Yeah.
We mentioned it takes place this Friday evening, starts at 8:30. Can you tell us where it actually starts and roughly what the route will be?
The start is at the Wonder in Chase Side, on the green outside the Wonder. We go along Chase Side, calling it all. The first stop is the 6 Bells. Then we go to Sargent and the pubs onwards through the town, back through Baker Street, up Lancaster Road, and back into the Wonder.
Well, that was the scene in the Radio Enfield studios last Sunday evening, and now, almost 1 week later, Friday evening, June the 12th, and a big crowd were gathering in the car park of the Wonder Pub in Chase Side to see the arrivals of prams and teams. And down there we sent our roving reporter, Joe Forster.
Hello, this is Joe Forster, your ace roving reporter, reporting from the saloon bar of the Wonder Pub, Enfield, where tonight we are witnessing the start of Enfield's first pram race. This is going to be a sponsored race for charity to raise money for a scanner at Chase Farm Hospital. I've spoken to a few people already, and the general feeling is this pram race is going to be a cross between the chariot race in Ben Hur and a stock car race. Anyway, I've got beside me now a gentleman, Mr. Gordon Todd, who is the governor of the Wonder Pub, and he's suddenly been landed with the unthankful task of having all these people starting off from his car park. Gordon, can I just ask you how you reacted when they asked you if they could use your premises in this way?
Very pleased. Anything for charity. We always do things for charity. No, we were very pleased to be able to do it.
Great. What I would like to ask you, you did actually say to me that you've got some connections with Chase Farm Hospital. As you know, we've got some strange looking people coming here. I was just wondering if you'd like to give a small message to the patients that are actually staying in the hospital that can't see the pram race. Any personal thoughts on it yourself?
Well, that's difficult. All I can do is wish them a speedy recovery and be a backsheet pipe for them if they come out when they come down. I was in the intensive care unit about a year ago, and they've done wonders for me. So.
Great.
Wish the staff and everybody all the best up there.
there's all sorts of different ways of raising money for charity. What do you feel about this, a pram race? Well, I mean, it's a bit strange, isn't it? I mean,
Well, they have been done before, but it's certainly something different in this district.
Yeah.
And, anything that is harmless fun and does good for charity, we're all for.
Right, well, we can't say fairer than that. And if this one's a big success, which it looks like it's going to be, would you make your premises available again in the future?
Oh, certainly, any time.
Great. Thank you very much. Well, as I say, that was Gordon Todd, and he's the governor of the Wonder Pub here in Enfield, where we're soon to witness the start of Enfield's first pram race. I've ventured outside the pub and I'm standing in the car park now. I'm surrounded by people in all sorts of garb and dress, and you wouldn't believe what some of them look like. But I've sorted out some of the most normal looking people who seem to be grouped around, dressed in army uniform. These people dressed in army uniform, they seem to be representing the old sergeant, which is going to be one of the watering holes along the way. And I've got the gentleman here who seems to be in charge of it all. He's got royal signals all over him, and I believe his name is Tommy. Tommy, can I just ask you what tactics you're going to be using during the pram race, if any?
Well, none really, just take our time and
Give orders.
yeah, we don't want to push it because people are going to get fed up with 50 people asking them for money, aren't they?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we just take our time and see what we can get.
What about the drinking side of it? I see you started already just to sort of wet your whistle, but you realise you're going to have about 2 pints in each pub, I think it is.
No, 2 pints. It's a pint between 6 of you.
Oh, I see.
So it's only about 2 pints each on the course of the route, so it's not much really. Got to get in the spirit of it.
And who's the person who's going to be sitting in your pram?
My wife. But there she is. I think. Unless we have someone else.
Oh, we seem to have lost the person going in the pram. Anyway, I'm going to have a word with Ian now.
Right.
Ian, how did you get roped into this team for the old sergeant?
Come back off holiday and they're all expecting me to come to the old sergeant. They said, Ian, we've been looking for you. You've been roped into this pram race. So here I am. So I'm looking forward to it though, definitely. And it's nice to be here, all these people.
That's right, everybody seems to be entering into the spirit of it.
Yes.
I mean, as far as fundraising goes, I mean, do you think a pram race is a good idea? I mean, it seems to be certainly different from everything else.
Yeah, as long as it's sponsored in each pub and the tins are put in the pub a couple of weeks before and everybody knows. But I think generally, on the night, the people who are taking part enjoy themselves more than the actual fundraising part of it. I think all the money that is expected to be got is probably got in the week before, in the pubs themselves. But I don't think we'll earn. It's too many prams really, but I think competitors are going to enjoy themselves.
Yeah. Okay, thanks Ian, Tommy, and I wish you all the best in your race.
Cheers.
And the prams are turning up. Oh dear. There's all sorts of decorations on this one. Old Park Heights Hotel, that one looks like it's coming from. And the occupants, well, what can I say? They all seem to be dressed up in green, wearing the Green King signs on their backs. Everybody else is getting their numbers now, and the Radio Enfield team are 19 and... Oh, the other part of the team haven't got their numbers yet, but the male part of the team, who are dressed up as nurses, all standing around. I'm going to have a word with Mr. Andy Higgins now. Andy, if I can have a quick word with you. You're losing a bit of posture there.
It's the right one. It's slipping.
Judging by the other people that are standing around, you don't look as ridiculous as you thought you were.
Oh no, I feel quite sane here.
Yeah, you feel quite normal
Yeah,
now.
I quite feel normal. Absolutely.
Who have you actually elected to be your baby in the pram?
Ken over there.
Ken?
He's definitely going to be the baby in the doctor's uniform.
Ken?
Yes,
You're going to
sir.
be the man in the pram.
Oh, am I?
Well, I've just been told that you're going to be the man.
Well, we just had an election, Ken.
Oh, you've had an election?
Me,
Me,
election.
yeah.
And we voted you.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Yes, thanks very much.
What are your immediate reactions to that?
For a moment, this baby's getting bloody drowned.
Oh dear. Somebody just squirted him with a squeegee bottle and it's rather a wet baby.
Well, Patrick Kingham looking very sexy in a nurse's outfit. How are things going?
Well, they're not very well. The pram's just fallen off the back of David Cockle's van. We're in pieces.
You're making a slight technical adjustment, I see, to the
intravenous
blood,
drip. Yes,
drip there.
yes.
Matthew,
We've got a very sick intravenous drip at the moment, and we're having to operate on it immediately before disaster occurs.
any special tactics lined up for the
Yes, we're going to cheat, absolutely cheat, and we're going to win.
but fairly, particularly.
No. Oh, no, certainly not fair.
No holds barred.
Andy, your nurse's hat's a bit crooked this evening. evening?
Oh, I haven't seen it in the room.
Have you been in training? So
Well, yes, I drank a couple of pints lunchtime and, one or two before I came down here just to dress up in this ridiculous outfit.
jolly good. Well, I think we're going to try and find the Radio Enfield girls now. Let's try and have a word with the opposing team. And Nurse Cheryl here.
Hello there.
With your mask
My
on.
mask here, yeah.
Have you got any special tactics lined up for this evening?
I mean, plenty of water.
I see. Have you been in training at all?
Definitely, yeah.
I know the course, do you?
Everybody in sight, yeah.
And Jane is the St Trinian, so that's rather an unusual looking nurse's outfit you're wearing now. I'm with Della Bragg at the moment. Can you tell us something about your uniform and your pram?
Well, actually, we're the Ladybirds, and I'm Buffy, and all my colleagues here are all Ladybirds.
Are you getting any cheap rate phone calls this evening?
Well, I'm ringing Mum, that's for sure.
Is everybody excited about the race tonight? It's got a lot of support here in the car park at the Wonder. How many people would you say are here?
Well, I don't know, it looks 200 or 300 at least, wouldn't you say? Even more.
Yes, very well supported this evening. And any last minute tips or hints you're giving to the teams?
Absolutely none. I've been nobbled, somebody took my foot away and I had to go and buy some more.
Who are your team here?
The Four Hills Ladybirds.
Right. And are you all confident you're going to raise lots of money this evening?
Definitely.
On to starters' orders. And they're off. The first team has gone roaring down the road, as you can hear, under great excitement from the crowd. And team number 2 are lining up in the grid, and the Lady Mayoress starts another one off. Now there's a technical hitch, and we're off. There's another team away there. I don't know if everybody can stand the banging and the shouting, but as the team shoots off, the crowd erupts. As with all these people, we're actually running a risk of losing one of the teams or two of the teams. I've got the Lady Mayoress with me now, who has just, as you heard from the loud bangs there, started off the first Enfield Pram Race. I'm going to ask her whether she expected such a huge turnout.
No, we didn't. Not when we first started talking about this with the Enfield Carnival Committee. We didn't envisage anything as big as this.
I've counted approximately about 36 or 38 teams so far, do you?
Yes, I think you could be right. There are many, many more turned up, and they all look fabulous. Absolutely tremendous.
Yeah. I mean, I've been asking a few people regarding the actual raising of money through a pram race. Do you think that is a good idea? I mean, it's certainly a novel idea.
I'll tell you at the end of the night.
Right, okay, thank you very much.